Today, I am talking about why you need to stop practicing fast food feng shui and why this is the year that you must stop doing so. Hello Feng Shui Nation, I'm Safrina from Feng Shui and Prosper, and this is the channel for real Feng Shui for real results. This is actually part of my Feng Shui 2021 video series, so if you haven't seen my other videos, there's going to be a link for that. But in my previous video, I talked about the afflicted directions for 2021. Now the problem is many people out there are still following what I call fast food feng shui, meaning feng shui that is so far away from the original teachings that it really isn't feng shui anymore. The one that really gets my goat is the feng shui school that says that your romance corner is in the southwest, your money corner is in the southeast, your mentor corner, I didn't even know, I think it's northwest, and your career corner is in the north, and so on and so forth. That school, you guys, just takes the original teachings and just bastardized it. Like, it's so diluted that it's not even recognizable as a feng shui for those who are trained, at least. For the rest of you guys, unfortunately, because that school of feng shui is so mainstream that that's all you're really exposed to. This is the video where I need to make it very clear why you need to stop following that school, because the energy for this year, where classical feng shui is concerned, if you try to combine it with that fast food feng shui method, you will be getting yourself into a big pot of water, pun intended. So in my previous videos, I talked about afflicted directions for 2021. There are two directions that I want to bring your focus on in this video. And if you look at the screen here, it would be the number 2 and the number 5 in the southeast. If you guys are not familiar with what I'm talking about, one of the main feng shui schools that I practice in my feng shui consulting business is called Flying Star Feng Shui. And in a nutshell, Flying Star Feng Shui, basically, it looks like a Sudoku. It's like numbers 1 till number 9, and each of these numbers have their own elements, have their timely and untimeliness, what happens when they're timely, what happens when they're untimely, and so on and so forth. Where Flying Star is concerned, one of the two more afflicted numbers are the number 2 and the number 5. And this year, the number 5, which is also called the 5 yellow, is in the southeast this year. Now, raise your hand or comment under the video if you have heard that the money corner for everyone in the world, no matter your layout, no matter your direction, everyone's money corner is in the southeast. How many of you guys have heard of that? Right? And even more dangerously, they say, oh, in order to activate the money, you have to put moving water in there, put your fish tank, put your water fountain, oh my gosh, put your pool in there. Those of you who know me know I do not like pools. It's really bad, especially if it's placed wrong, right? So this year, with the number 5 yellow in the southeast, if you also put water feature there or any moving water, okay, instead of making money, you're actually going to lose money, and likely to the point where it will give you panic attacks. I am being a little bit doom and gloom in here because I don't want you guys to message or email me. And by the way, I get this all the time. People who look back into my older videos and they're like, Safrina, I should have listened to you. I did not. And 1 year later, things happened. And all that could have been mitigated if you just follow real feng shui. And so if you have a water feature in the southeast corner because fast food feng shui tells you that's how you make money, take it away, especially this year. The other one that I want to warn you about is the number 2 in the north. Again, fast food feng shui is going to tell you, oh, the career corner is in the north. It's not so, okay, by the way. And the element for the north is water, which is partially true, but feng shui is not as simplistic as that. And therefore, if you, and fast food feng shui will say, well, then you need to put water in order to activate your career. Well, like I mentioned before, first of all, there's no universal career corner for everyone, for every home. Feng shui is not universal, okay? It's still different homes with different periods and different directions need different feng shui. Not all homes can be feng shuied the same way, right? So if you've been told to put a water feature in the north, guess what happens this year? The number 2 is linked with illness and stress. As we go into period 9, it is getting a little bit more prosperous. However, the energy of illness and stress is still there. If you follow fast food feng shui and put water, especially moving water, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot. You're going to make things pretty traumatic and dramatic for you and your household, especially where health is concerned. And you know, in the past year, we've all learned that health is everything. It's kind of corny to say health is wealth, but it really is. What's the point of having money if you don't have your health, right? So this is my PSA for you guys, my public service announcement. Be very, very careful with water placement. Do not put water without proper feng shui guidance. And again, a lot of the feng shui consultants out there have no business taking money in exchange for advice. They're not properly trained, okay? And so look at your home. If you have moving water in the southeast and in the north this year, take it away. Even if you don't have money to do a personal private consultation with a properly trained feng shui consultant, at the very least, do yourself a favor, take that away, okay? So hopefully you found some value in this. Any other questions, feel free to drop your comments under the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back, Feng Shui Nation. If I am new to you and you love classical Feng Shui, meaning real Feng Shui that gives you real results, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, because I will be giving new videos every Thursday, and make sure you don't miss out on that.